We are in the International Institute of Research on Education by Human Rights. We now enter into the flowchart of activities. We start with education and life. The first item of our discussion is, who am I? It's a pertinent question. How can any activity proceed without knowing who he is and how he is? How does he enter into an activity? And how is the activity for his comprehension? How does he identify himself as well as the activity? What are the formats? How is the comprehension in all these questions? Yes, without knowing who I am, what anyone can do, who will do it? What will he do? How will he do? In what format he does? And how to recognize his own action? How to receive it? How to restore it? These are all some of the indecisive matters in our own activities which man doesn't take care of, but he just flows in the activities, taking the external as his base. Yes, to identify self, we have the means, a name for every individual. Let us understand. Say the man is named Peter. Where is the name? If you go on gazing a person up and down, we don't see the name anywhere. But he feels that he is identified by name. Whether he is identifying himself by his name or the people around him identify him by his name. Even if the people gaze at this man, they don't see the name anywhere. And if the man were to recognize himself by his name, he doesn't see it anywhere, either in the space all around him or in the body or anywhere. Now, if you say that name alone is for his identification, the name can be just lifted here, P E T E R, Peter. Now, Peter is here. If Peter is a word like this, it can be lifted, and if you would like to call him, say, hey Peter, I call you. You're not sounding. Why don't you reply? It doesn't reply. Name doesn't reply. But if we try to sound by the name with a man and call him, hey Peter, he will say, ah. He says, ah. sounding himself. Now, the whatever he sounds, is not the sound of the Peter name. It is the sound of the self within. Now, should we say, because he is sounding, he is Peter, or because he is addressed, he is Peter? It's a dilemma. It's a quiz. The quiz can be answered. Where from he gets the name, and where does he hold it? The child takes birth first. The name comes later. It's a worldly affair. The man assumes the worldly affair. So the name is hanging in his assumption. He is not the name. But for the worldly affair, if we feel that a name is required, all right, keep it for the worldly affair. Let us not take it for self. Self is not Peter. Self can never be named. Self can never be taken by a name. Self comes from deep within. So to respond to an external addressing, it is not responded by any external means. The response is the internal entity. Now the issue is, even if it is an external addressing, the response is within. Response is within always. The external assumption, Peter, cannot respond. So, I am not the name. Let us be wise enough to identify the reality and retain. Let's meet again.